Clarke, quite an honour, first time New South Wales captain.
Yeah, definitely it is. I'm really looking forward to it. Just being back playing with the boys is going to be exciting, let alone having the chance to captain New South Wales for the first time.
How much pressure is on you? I mean, last season very disappointing. Anthony Stewart came in for a lot of flack. How much pressure is on New South Wales this season?
I think with the talent we have, we need to perform better than we did. There's no doubt about it. But you know, the expectation and pressure is on you individually anyway. As a professional athlete these days, you face pressure every day of your life. So, you know, it's about making sure you've done the work, put in the preparation, and I think the boys have. I think the pre-season's been outstanding. The boys are looking fit and strong. We've played a lot of cricket. You know, we've had a lot of practice games over the last couple of weeks, which I think, you know, you need as a team leading up to the start of the season. And yes, conditions might be a little bit different in WA to what the boys have faced over the last couple of weeks in the trial games, but you know, we're as ready as we can be.
Your presence, Bollinger and Smith yesterday were saying, obviously, do you think that might inspire the guys, in fact, your test captain, in the back of their minds, they might be a little more fired up to perform in front of you?
Oh, whatever helps, I guess. Whatever works. I don't see myself like that at all. No, it's just nice to be back, for me to be back playing in the state. I guess the extra role and responsibility of captaining Australia, other people might see that having more of an impact than I really see it. You know, I want New South Wales to win this first game as much as any of the other players in that team. There's no doubt about it. I want to see New South Wales have success, and hopefully I can lead the way by putting some runs on the board in this first game.
Gives incentive for younger players knowing the Australian captain's there, the selector, possibly putting their hands up, doesn't it?
Look, I think it's great for the first-class teams to have their international players back playing. You know, I said in my column today that I think the game needs it. I think that the international players need to give back, need to get back to play with their states or play with your grade club. I think it's really important for the game. And the other side of it, you know, I remember fondly having the chance to play with Steve Orr when he captained Australia, and what the feeling was like when he was around training. You know, it gives you that little extra boost, and you know, I wanted to spend time in the middle with him. I wanted to score some runs with him. I wanted to show him I could play. So, you know, I just hope that, and I know we do. The Australian players, when they get the opportunity, you know, go back to their states and try and perform and help their teams win. So, I'm certain this year will be no different.
Can you get a feeling like somebody like Curtis Patterson will be like you and the other players?
I don't know Curtis that well, to be honest. I'm sure there's plenty of young guys in this New South Wales squad that want to represent Australia, and there's no doubt about it. You know, it's going to take a lot of hard work, and it already looks like they've got the will to do that. They've trained hard throughout the pre-season. Like I say, they look fit and strong. Now it's about putting performances on the board. You know, the way you get selected at the next level is by performing, and you know, we're going to start that this game in Perth.
You get up to 3 Shield games, I think, in the lead up to the Test series, which is a great preparation. Some of the guys are going to be over the Champs League. Is there anything in you that wants them pulled out of that and back to?
Yeah, look, unfortunately there's nothing you can do. The Champions League's been on for a couple of years now. It was put in this place a long time ago. I guess the advantage is, you know, all countries are affected the same way. It's not just the Australian players. We've got, you know, we play against South Africa in November, and there's a lot of South African players involved as well. So it's fair for everybody. I think it's important that the guys over in Champions League, you know, play well there, hopefully have some success there, but in the back of their mind they're thinking about the Test series leading up to with the start of November against South Africa. I think the young bowlers that are over there will be monitored, and we'll have Ali De Winter over there working on their bowling workloads and bowling some, you know, through that period with a red ball. So yeah, look, it doesn't matter what form of the game you play, you're always looking to your next game as well, and you want to perform well, you know. So I wish the boys all the best over there. Hopefully they come back full of confidence and we're ready to go for that first Test match.
South Africa's always tough, but what they did to England, now #1 in the world, even tougher.
Yeah, look, they're a very good team. No coincidence they're the #1 Test team in the world. We're going to have to beat our best. We've seen them not that long ago in their own backyard in the South African conditions. We know how good they are, but we're going to have to be as well prepared as possible.
Is there a slight advantage this year actually having a Shield game at the WACA before you're going to play a Test? Can you take it from the other? I suppose the pitches obviously will be different, but is there any sort of advantage you can take?
I hope so. I'll have to see conditions first, I guess, and see what they're like in the Shield game compared to what they're like in the Test match. But I guess in regards to getting accustomed to the heat again, going back to, you know, I think it's 27 degrees today in Perth. So yeah, but again, it's still so far away from the first Test match is that there's a bit of a gap. But for me, it's an advantage to get back into playing some red ball cricket. That's what I'm really looking forward to. That was a big reason for me retiring from international 2020 cricket a couple of years ago, to allow me to work hard on my one-day game and my Test game. And there's no better preparation or opportunity than to get back and play with New South Wales.
Michael, you're not going to be there, but be interested in your assessment. Do you think Australia can sort of go against what the rankings say and actually do well in the World Cup?
I think we can win the 2020 World Cup for sure. I think we've got the talent. I think we showed that in the last game against Pakistan in the UAE. I think we've showed it in patches over the last couple of years. But yeah, look, we made the final last time around, and I wish the boys all the best and hope we can go one better.
And you're not feeling any sort of hunger at all to maybe regretting at all that you're not going to be there?
No, I don't regret it. I'm watching closely, that's for sure. I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning and watched the 3 2020 games in the UAE. I've been on the phone to Mickey, George and Shane Watson, and I'm supporting as closely as I possibly can. So, no, look, I'm like I say, I'm really focused on trying to get my head back around Test cricket. And right now, help New South Wales have some success in the Ryobi Cup and the Sheffield Shield games. But yeah, there's no doubt I'll be watching closely and supporting the boys in Sri Lanka.
Michael, just on the Blues, is it a bit of an opportunity for you and say Brad Hadley together over the next 3 games or so to really, I suppose, instill the values of what it means to play for New South Wales and what the expectations are for a young group, since you're not around them as much as other guys can do?
I think the boys know. I think every single one of the boys up in that room, values representing New South Wales and knows what comes with it on and off the field. I think it is important for your senior players to stand up and be counted for as a player. I think the most important thing, the likes of Brad, Dougie Bollinger, myself, Stephen O'Keefe as vice captain, what we can do is perform well. That's what the team needs at the moment. We need guys scoring runs, guys taking wickets, and New South Wales winning games. So that's my goal right now, to help contribute to our success.
Mate, what do you make of the ICC rankings in 2020?
Where are we ranked now?
I think
9 or 10.
Hopefully we're not ranked there by the end of the World Cup. Yeah, look, it's different for the Australian team. I guess what it does show is we haven't performed as well as we need to in that form of the game, and we need to turn that around, and what better time to do it at the World Cup?
What's the secret to doing it? Because when you were captain of the 2020 team, that's probably when they had the most success, I guess 5 or 6 years.
I don't know the secret, to be honest. It's hard work, and it's the team, I guess, working together. Like I say, we've got the talent, we've got the right players there. Now we've just got to make sure we produce the performance.
Michael, if T20 is as much of a lottery as you guys were just talking about out on stage there with Mark Taylor and Jimmy Maxwell, do you think there's a danger at all in the next couple of years that the fizz just might drip out of T20?
Look, I think there's room in the game for all 3 formats. And I think, the game in general, the ICC Cricket Australia will continue to work on building all 3 formats. I think, 2020 cricket, the Big Bash, the IPL has been a great opportunity to give, guys that aren't unfortunately selected, whether it be with a state contract, with an Australian contract, it gives them a stage to push for selection. So, to me, I want to see boys and girls all around the world playing cricket. I don't care what form of the game it is. I just want to see them, playing this great game. And if it means 2020 cricket's the way forward for the kids to get involved in the game, that's fine by me.
Michael, just back on the Champions League, was the 2 years ago the Doug Bollinger, Mike Hussey thing with Chennai, was that sort of the big lesson or the big wake-up call in terms of how closely you've got to monitor guys out of Champions League into Test match?
I think we can certainly learn from that, that's for sure, yeah. And I think we are. I think we're doing that. I think Pat Howard's been exceptional in regards to our planning. He's made no bones about prioritising Test cricket. He wants us to have success in Test cricket. He wants us to beat the #1 Test team in the world that we're playing against, at the start of the Australian summer. And we've got to prepare well, and the preparation starts, as soon as the boys get back from a 2020 World Cup. That's when preparation starts for that.
Before about how you need hundreds don't cut it anymore to get into the national teams. What scores do you have to get in 200s?
No, I don't agree with that. I didn't say that at all. I think 30s and 40s aren't winning anything. I think we need more hundreds from our batters. In any form of the game, I think batsmen, your job is to make big scores. If you get a start, you've got to go on. I think I would love to see, at the start of this first class season, guys putting their hand up by scoring centuries. Not 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. When you get in, go in and cash in, and if you get the chance to go on and make a big score, a double hundred, then even better.